Previously on Lost.
Alright, hello all my beanie weenies and welcome back to my channel. I'm of course the voice of Hot Dogs, and we are here for another episode of The Sims 4 Are You the One series. And where we last left off, we found our new perfect match, and that was of course between Benson and Robbie. The two of them matched during the Truth Booth ceremony and were sent off to their own luxury honeymoon suite away from everyone else, making them the second match next to Jae Young and Ariel. However, we still have to go on and find 6 more matches. So we have sent our house guest off onto the beach for a couple of dates to see if they can figure out who they belong to. So right now we have our house guest enjoying the beach of S1E8. As you can see, we have Pace, Liana, Alice, Bruno, Vince, and Jonas all hanging out on the beach together. Felicity was here. She still kind of is, however, she's off swimming on her own in the distance. Gotta say, so far, not really a romantic sort of date vibe happening. We see Jonas and Felicity are just kind of enjoying the beach. You would think that, you know, they don't live on a beach 24/7. By the way, they're just so consumed with doing beach activities. So the two of them have kind of gone off on their own. Felicity is swimming, Jonas is digging through the sand. However, there is still that main little group hanging out on the beach, but it isn't really a date. They're all just kind of standing around in a circle, chit-chatting in the sun, which, I don't know. I get that it isn't really necessarily as romantic of a setting as the spa was last time, for example, where everyone just kind of had a group orgy. I mean, it could still kind of go this way, but so far it's very casual, and it seems that the only one that's even in a slightly romantic mood right now is Liana, and I'm kind of hoping that she's able to flirt her way with someone and kind of spread that flirtation vibe throughout the group. So right now we see that she's flirting with Vince, and maybe he's gonna get flirty now. Maybe that little group watching them will get flirty. I'm just hoping things get sexy and they're not just hanging out by the bonfire. And thankfully, these house guests know how to deliver. We see that Pace and Bruno share this really weird, glitchy hand kiss. Meanwhile, of course, Liana and Vince do exactly what I asked, and they just woohoo out in the middle in plain sight. Everyone's able to see them, and of course, it gets everyone a little bit fired up. We see that Pace and Bruno are now making out, and Jonas is now running over to Felicity to hopefully do something other than just swim around with her. Unfortunately, though, Alice is kind of doing the opposite of what I wanted and is enjoying the bonfire. So that's a bit of a bummer. However, everyone else is just delivering. We see Jonas has gone straight into the water, found Felicity, and instantly starts flirting with her. And I couldn't be more thrilled. And then in the background, it's almost hard to even notice what's going on because it's such a literal blur. But Pace and Bruno have officially started woohooing in public as well. So if you see to your left, to your right, we have couples banging. We have Felicity and Jonas making out in the ocean. And Alice is just hanging out by the fire, back to back with a stranger. But isn't this shot just beautiful? How romantic is this day? Like, I was like, please don't be boring. Please don't be boring. And no, not at all. We have 2 couples already woohooing, and of course, Jonas and Felicity become the sexy third. And look, what a cute double date idea, guys. What a cute double date idea. You know, just enjoying the sun. Wow. From this distance, the blur really doesn't do much. So hopefully, you know, my channel doesn't get blocked, because I think this series is definitely the sexiest series I've ever done, and will probably be it. I don't know if I could really go further than what I'm already doing. I feel like this is definitely my most scandalous series so far. So why don't we go back to the house, especially since Alice isn't really finding much luck here on the beach, and see what our remaining house guests are doing. And of course, they're dancing, because this house is always a dance party. By the way, I'm actually pretty curious what you think of me doing voiceover or me being on camera. I feel like obviously everyone prefers to see me in the hot dog suit. I mean, clearly I am hot dogs. But are you into the voiceover stuff, all that kind of stuff? Let me know your opinion down below. It will never be solidly one thing ever, but I am just curious. Some days like today, I just feel lazy. I don't feel like putting the suit on. I don't feel like getting in front of a camera, and these little short episodes are a bit easier for me. Same with the Big Brother episodes. I kind of think that those are fun when it's just my voiceover because it's more Big Brother. But, you know, I'll never leave the hot dog suit. Just curious, just asking questions. Want you guys to talk to me in the comments, and you know why. It's because I'm a very lonely wiener. But I don't think there's very many lonely wieners here in the Are You the One house. No, not at all, because we see that after woohooing in public on their date, everyone has returned, and it seems as though Felicity liked what she saw with Vince, because as soon as they get back, the two of them are flirting with one another on the beach, and I think they're both like, you know, I saw what you were putting down earlier, we were doing it right next to each other, and I like what I saw. And I, of course, thought they were coming inside to go for a round two with one another, but surprisingly not. Everyone is just coming inside, sitting down, and talking with one another and hanging out. What I do really like about this house is I feel like it is a big community. Everyone seems to be friends. Everyone is really getting along. And the only time there is drama, it's when a guy, you know, slaps a girl. No biggie. That's not, you know, nothing major, just physical violence. But apart from that, there isn't really any underlying tension, brewing enemies, anything like that, which might be a little bit boring for the series, but I do find it endearing that all of them are really looking for love and friendship. But with that being said, it's crunch time, baby. It's, of course, that time of day where we have to go and have our matching ceremony, where one by one our house guests will choose who they want to pair up with. And right now, thankfully, they already have 2 permalights lit up, those being representative of our 2 perfect matches already found. However, we need 6 more to go before everyone wins the cash prize at the end. If they're not able to light all 8 lights, everyone will go home empty-handed. So tonight, it is going to be girls' night. All of our girls are going to go up one by one and pick who they want to pair up with. Now, we actually have 7 girls. Has my math been off this entire episode? Ooh, that's a little embarrassing. Papa's a little tired. No. I am right. We are just an odd number of boys because of our same-sex couple. Whew! I got a little worried there, guys. But we're back. And like I said before, you guys have to find another match. In the last episode, in our last matching ceremony, your guys' only match was Robbie and Benson. And without them here, if you guys do that again, you will have a blackout and you will lose half of your prize money, which you do not want to do. So the pressure is on, and Yolanda, you are the first one up. So come on up and let's look at your relationship statuses. Alright, you were having a battle for Sunny's heart with Latoya. However, it looks as though you have firmly planted your roots in this relationship, and Yolanda has picked Sunny. The two of them are now a couple, and once you guys are seated, you are locked in. Next up, we have Rosalie. Now, her love life in the house has been a little bit complicated. It's been a little bit here, a little bit there, been with boys, been with girls. Every single matching ceremony is kind of up in the air. Even now, we see that her only love interest is someone who isn't even in the house anymore. And that seems to be happening a lot with Rosalie, and she really needs to find it out, figure it out, or else her light might never come on. So let's see who she picks tonight. All right, and Rosalie has picked Vince, surprisingly. And I feel like this might put a wrench in some of the other girls' plans, as he's been woohooing with a few different house guests, flirting with a few different house guests, and I feel like he would be a few others' picks. However, since Rosalie was randomly chosen to go first, and that is the house guest she was closest to, this is going to be her pair. What do you guys think? Alright, so next up is going to be Liana, and I feel like she's going to have a few different guys to choose from, but let's see who she's closest to. Alright, and Liana has picked Jonas. Jonas is kind of getting around as well. He's kind of been with a few different girls. He's been with Felicity for a really long time, and he's been with Liana for a while, and he's kind of been dabbling in both of those ponds. But tonight, he's picked Liana, and let's see if a light comes on. What do you guys think? Do you think he should be with Felicity or Liana? Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. Alright, so next up we have Alice. Now, earlier when we tried to send her on a date, she was the only one in the group not getting with anyone. Again, she's kind of had a complicated relationship with love in the house so far. Hasn't really settled down on anyone in particular, especially since kind of like the rockiness in the beginning. But let's see who she aligns with. Alright, so as we can see, she actually would have picked Vince. However, because she was randomly chosen and is towards the latter end of the order, she has to go ahead and find a second option. And that option has been Bruno. So Alice and Bruno, you guys are now a couple. Let's see if you guys are a perfect match and if a light comes on later. I don't know though. Alright, Kayla, come on up. Let's look and see who you're gonna pick. Alright, so again, Kayla didn't really have any romantic options. Everyone is just really trying to make friends in this house for some reason, and her closest friendship is with Felicity. And of course, that's with whoever is remaining in the house. So she is left to be with Felicity. We haven't really seen the two of them be romantic with each other whatsoever, but you know, we never know. Maybe they are a perfect match. Alright, so last but not least, we have Latoya and Pace. So neither of you got picked by anyone. You are now forced to be a couple, which I find an interesting pairing. I think if the boys were to be picking who they were pairing up with, Pace would have been picked already. So I find it kind of surprising that even though he is the new guy, no one picked him. And same with Latoya, you know, she was battling for Sunny's heart, and now that she lost that battle, it seems as though she is last pick within the girls. So it's interesting to see the power ranking so far and who got left with who. But now it is time to see how many of you are correct. Everyone take your seats, and let's see just how many of those lights come on. Now, remember, 2 of them are going to be always on now that you have 2 confirmed perfect matches, but you're going to need to get a third. Let's see if you're able to. Alright, so you guys have gotten one more. But that's it. Sorry to say, but you guys have unlocked one more perfect match. However, apart from the two you already have, there are 5 incorrect pairs. Wow, that was a lot of simple mental math that I could not pull off. But 5 of you are incorrect, 1 of you is correct. You guys all need to return home. Our perfect matches are going to return to their honeymoon suites, and you guys are going to have to try to figure out who that perfect match was in our next truth booth. And you better hope that they're the closest pair in the house, because that's how you get selected to go into the truth booth. But with that concludes another episode of The Sims 4 Are You the One? I love all my beanie weenies, and I'm very lonely. So leave a comment down below. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, so that way you get notified for the next episode. And I'll see you then. Bye.